9 out of 10 Harleys on the road today have cosmetic damage their owners could fix in a single weekend for less than $40. A $6 hardware store product can remove rust from chrome without scratching it, while the wrong cleaner can destroy hundreds of dollars worth of wheels. Here are 17 restoration secrets that can make your Harley look showroom fresh without paying dealership prices. Secret 17. The wash sequence that does not destroy a Harley. Every washing habit you brought over from cars is damaging your motorcycle. A pressure washer drives water past fork seals, past wheel bearing seals, and straight into the air cleaner backing plate. A dealer charges $400 for a fork seal service and will never tell you the wash bay caused. Here is what they are not telling you. The damage is not the pressure, it is the water left behind. A Harley has hundreds of chrome seams, bolt sockets, and fin gaps that hold moisture, and water sitting in a chrome seam for 2 days is where every rust ring on the bike begins. Cold engine, garden hose on the shower setting, 2 buckets with a grit guard in each. Then the step nobody does, dry it with moving air. A cheap leaf blower clears every seam on the bike in 90 seconds. No blower, ride it gently for 10 minutes. A towel-dried Harley is still a wet Harley, but that only matters if the chrome underneath is still good, and the next secret decides whether you restore your chrome or destroy it. Coming in next is something many people overlook. Secret 16. The magnet test and the $6 rust eraser. Not every shiny part on your bike is chrome. Harley uses chrome-plated ABS plastic on horn covers, mirror stems, trim panels, and a growing number of small covers on late-model bikes. That plating is microns thick. One pass with abrasive polish cuts through it and exposes gray plastic underneath. There is no repair. The test takes 5 seconds. Touch a fridge magnet to the part. If it sticks, it is chrome over steel, and you can work on it. If it slides off, it is plated plastic, and it gets nothing but soap and a soft cloth for the rest of its life. On real chrome, rust specks come off with grade quadruple zero steel wool, not 000, not 00. Grade quadruple zero is softer than chrome plating, which sits above 65 on the Rockwell scale, and the rust is softer than both. Lubricate the wool with WD-40 or your chrome polish. Never work it dry. Use light pressure and short, straight passes. The rust lifts. The chrome does not move. $6 of steel wool against a $300 re-chroming bill for one fender rail. But rust is not the only thing heat does to chrome. Now let us move to the next entry on the list. Secret 15. Removing exhaust bluing. The blue and gold rainbow near the exhaust ports is the most recognizable sign of a used Harley. Dealers quote $500 to $900 for a replacement header set. The chrome is fine. That color is a microscopically thin oxide layer formed on the surface of the plating by heat cycling. It sits on top. It has penetrated nothing. Work on a completely cold pipe. Use a bluing remover made for motorcycle exhaust, applied to a folded cotton cloth in tight circles with firm pressure. Light bluing responds to 4-0 steel wool and chrome polish. Heavy bluing takes 3 or 4 passes. Here is what keeps it from coming back. The oxide forms faster over baked-on residue than over clean chrome, because residue traps heat against the surface. Wipe your headers down every few rides, and the bluing returns at a fraction of the rate. Faded chrome shows from 30 feet. The next secret fixes what buyers and mechanics look at first. Now we move to something completely different. Secret 14. The cooling fin detail. Nothing ages a Harley engine faster than the gap between the cylinder fins. Baked oil mist, road film, and chain lube collect at the root of every fin where no cloth reaches. Standing 3 feet from the bike, it is the first thing anyone notices. A dealer charges $120 to $200 for an engine detail. Materials cost about $4. The engine must be stone cold, not warm. Degreaser on hot aluminum flashes off before it works and leaves permanent staining. Spray a citrus degreaser across the fin pack. Dwell 3 minutes, then agitate with a long, soft bristled brush that actually reaches the fin root, working top fin downward. Rinse at low pressure. Blow it dry. On an Evo, a twin cam, or a Milwaukee 8, the change is immediate. And while you are at the front of that engine, there is a part in plain sight most owners have never thought about. The next entry shows just how far this idea can go. Secret 13. The oil filter nobody looks at. On twin cam and Milwaukee 8 engines, the filter is mounted on the front of the crankcase, dead center, at eye level to anyone standing in front of the bike. It is the visual centerpiece of the whole engine, and it turns brown in a season. A chrome spin-on filter costs about $12. It is the same filter you were buying anyway. Fit it at your next oil change instead of the plain black one, and degrease the mounting boss behind it while it is off. $12, zero extra labor. But the metal around that filter has its own problem, and most riders attack it with exactly the wrong product. And then there is this. Secret 12, Restoring Wrinkle Black. The textured black finish on Harley rocker boxes, cylinders, and engine cases eventually fades from a deep satin black to a chalky gray-brown. Heat, UV exposure, road grime, and repeated washing slowly pull the richness out of the finish until the engine starts looking old long before it actually is. Most owners reach for wax. That's the first mistake. Wax settles into the textured surface, dries white inside every wrinkle and crevice, and leaves the engine looking even worse than it did before. Silicone dressings are the second wrong answer. They restore the black color for a couple of weeks, but they never truly fix the finish. As the dressing migrates off with heat and rain, it leaves behind a sticky surface that attracts dust, making the engine dirty again almost immediately. The correct product is a dye-based black trim restorer. Start by thoroughly degreasing the surface so the dye can bond directly to the finish instead of sitting on top of oil and road film. Apply the dye with a foam applicator, then work it into the textured powder coat using a soft detailing brush so it reaches the bottom of every wrinkle. Once the entire surface is covered, wipe away all excess product until the finish feels completely dry to the touch. Having a pair of rocker boxes stripped and powder coated typically costs around $200. And that's before removing and reinstalling them. A bottle of quality dye-based trim restorer costs about $15 and is usually enough to restore 4 motorcycles. The next component is one where the wrong technique doesn't just make the bike look bad. It creates a leak that can cost hundreds of dollars to repair, but that is only part of the story.
Before we continue, everything in this video comes straight from Ride Longer, Spend Less, the complete motorcycle maintenance handbook. The full system, every step and every number we couldn't fit here. Scan the QR code on your screen to get your copy, and let's get back to it.
Secret 11, Fork tubes and lower legs. The chrome fork tube is not a decorative surface. It is a sealing surface, and the fork seal rides directly on it. Anything abrasive leaves a score line, and a scored tube shreds a new seal every couple of thousand miles for the rest of the bike's life. Never take polish, compound, or steel wool to the sliding portion of a fork tube. What you do instead is wipe the exposed tube with a clean microfiber after every ride, before grit embeds. Salt pitting on fork tubes is the #1 cause of chronic seal leaks, and it starts as specks you can still wipe away. Lower legs are a different problem. Brake dust etches painted and polished lowers within a season, so rinse before any cloth touches them, or you are grinding brake dust into the finish. A fork seal and tube job runs $400 to $700. A microfiber costs $2. If this is already saving you money, hit subscribe right now. The next block changes how this bike looks from across a parking lot, starting with a part almost everybody cleans with the wrong bottle. But the story does not end there. Secret 10. The windshield that is not glass. Harley windshields are polycarbonate or acrylic, not glass, and they do not behave like glass. Ammonia-based glass cleaner attacks the surface and produces crazing, a fine spiderweb of micro cracks that is completely permanent. Thousands of riders destroy a windshield this way and blame age. Wiping a dry shield is the second way people ruin them. The dust on the surface is abrasive, and every dry wipe adds scratching that shows up as glare at night. Flood the shield with water first, then use a plastic safe cleaner and a dedicated soft microfiber. For hazing already there, work through a plastic polish system, heaviest cut first, then medium, then final gloss. A replacement Harley windshield is $150 to $350. The polish that saves it costs $15. The next secret covers the part rider's damage more than any other, usually with a product bought specifically to clean it. And now the pattern becomes a lot clearer. Secret 9. Wheels and the cleaner that eats them. Harley cast wheels are not bare metal. They carry clear coat over the painted or machined finish. Acid-based wheel cleaners, the aggressive ones promising instant brake dust removal, penetrate that clear at the edges and lift it from underneath. The result is a white blistered patch no polishing will ever remove, and the only fix is a refinish at $300 to $500 per wheel. Use a pH-neutral cleaner, nothing else. Then seal the wheel with a ceramic spray, because sealed wheels shed brake dust with a rinse. On laced wheels, the enemy is different. Rust starts at the spoke nipples, because water collects there and never drains. Clean between the spokes with a narrow brush and wipe a trace of light oil onto each nipple. That habit is the difference between spokes that look new at 10 years and spokes that look finished at 3. Now a smaller detail that quietly makes an entire bike look neglected. And then there is this one. Secret 8. Rusted fastener heads. Rust rings around bolt heads make a bike look abandoned even when everything around them is spotless. The cause is almost never the bolt. It is the plain steel washer under a chrome bolt head, or water trapped in the socket recess of an Allen fastener that never dries out. Clean the head with 4/0 steel wool and oil, dry it completely, then dab dielectric grease into the socket recess. Water cannot sit where grease already is, and the rust does not return. If a fastener is too far gone, a chrome acorn cap kit covers every visible bolt head on the bike for $25. The next secret moves to a surface where the most commonly recommended product is destroying what it claims to protect. And this next one explains everything. Secret 7. Leather and vinyl, done properly. Mink oil is the standard advice for Harley leather, and it is the wrong advice for structural leather. It has been recommended for decades, but there's a big difference between treating a pair of work boots and preserving a leather saddlebag that's expected to hold its shape for years. Mink oil oversaturates the fibers, permanently darkens the hide, and softens it to the point where saddlebags begin to lose their structure, sag under their own weight, and develop wrinkles that never disappear. Once that oil is absorbed, there is no practical way to reverse it. Use a non-darkening leather conditioner instead, applied in a thin coat, worked gently into the leather by hand, then buffed off after about 20 minutes. But over time, many silicone-heavy products gradually leach plasticizers from the vinyl, leaving the material harder and more brittle than before. That's what causes the familiar cracks along the seat seams and high-stress areas you see on so many neglected Harleys. Use a water-based UV protectant with a natural matte finish instead. It keeps the vinyl flexible, blocks sun damage, and doesn't leave behind a slippery or greasy surface. A replacement solo seat typically costs between $250 and $500, and while you have the seat removed, take a minute to clean the metal seat pan and mounting area underneath, because that's one of the first places moisture collects and corrosion quietly begins. Now things start to change. Secret 6. Tires and white walls. Yellowed white walls make an otherwise clean bike look decades old. The yellowing is not dirt, and it is not permanent. It is anti-ozonant, a compound the tire pushes to the surface as UV protection, combined with embedded brake dust. A dedicated white wall cleaner or a melamine sponge with degreaser lifts it in one pass. Scrub, rinse hard, repeat once. The white comes back completely. Black wall sidewalls develop the same brown bloom from the same chemistry, and it wipes off with a rubber cleaner. It is not damage, and it is not age. Then dress the sidewall and dress it thin. Water-based only, applied with a pad, never sprayed. Thick dressing looks cheap. It slings onto the rim at speed, and if it migrates to the edge of the tread, it costs you grip in a corner. Thin gives a flat, deep black that reads as brand new rubber. We are almost through the 17, and the last 5 are what separate a clean Harley from a bike that looks like it never left the showroom floor. And then this happens. Secret 5. The denim finish trap. If your Harley wears one of the denim colors, this secret alone is worth the video. Denim finishes use a matte clear coat, and matte clear behaves nothing like gloss clear. Never wax it, never polish it, never use compound, a machine polisher, or a scratch remover. Every one of those works by flattening the clear coat surface, and flattening a matte clear turns it glossy. That patch is permanent, it cannot be blended, and the only fix is respraying the panel at $600. Riders destroy denim tanks by scrubbing a bug off. That is all it takes. To remove a bug or a bird strike from matte paint, lay a soaked microfiber over it for 60 seconds and let it dissolve, then lift it away with no pressure at all. To protect it, use a sealant made specifically for matte finishes. It beads water and adds no shine. The next secret is the diagnostic that decides whether a metal cover on your bike gets polished or gets left alone. Now watch what happens next. Secret 4. The cotton swab test for aluminum. Harley uses both bare polished aluminum and clear-coated aluminum, sometimes on the very same motorcycle. Primary covers, derby covers, points covers, transmission tops, and other engine components can be either finish, and in many cases, you simply cannot tell by looking. Two covers that appear identical can require completely different care. Metal polish on clear-coated aluminum does not polish the aluminum underneath. It only abrades the clear coat sitting on top, leaving behind a cloudy haze that cannot simply be wiped away. Once that protective coating is damaged, the only real fix is refinishing or replacing the part. Riders ruin $300 covers this way every day without realizing what happened. The test takes about 30 seconds. Put a small amount of metal polish on a cotton swab and work it into a hidden section of the cover where nobody will ever see it. If the swab comes back black, you're working on bare aluminum, and you can safely polish the entire part with a quality aluminum or mag polish. If the swab stays clean, the part is clear-coated and should be treated exactly like painted bodywork, using only paint-safe cleaners and polish. That simple 30-second test can save hundreds of dollars in replacement parts. Getting it backwards is easily the most expensive detailing mistake in this entire video, and this next one explains why. Secret 3. Medallions, badges, and pinstripes. The chalky white line in the seam around a tank medallion is the #1 tell that a bike was detailed by an amateur. It is dried polish residue that ran into the gap between the badge and the sheet metal and was never removed. It isn't damaged chrome or faded paint, just leftover compound that instantly makes an otherwise clean motorcycle look neglected once you know what you're looking at. The fix takes 2 minutes. Soft detail brush, a drop of quick detailer spray, brush the perimeter of the badge, then wipe with a microfiber. Most of the residue lifts out on the first pass. The pinstripes are the more serious issue. Several Harley models carry hand-laid pinstriping applied with a brush, not a decal, and that stripe is thinner than the clear coat around it. A machine polisher burns through one in under 3 seconds, and nobody at the dealership can put it back exactly the way the factory did. Tape them off before any machine work, or do the panel by hand. It takes a little longer, but it's a lot cheaper than repainting a fuel tank. 2 secrets remain, and these are the 2 that produce the actual brand new impression. And that leads us directly to the next example. Secret 2. Real paint depth. Harley lays heavy clear coat over metallic, pearl, and candy base coats. That thickness is why Harley paint can look so deep, and it is also why most owners never see what their paint is capable of. The sequence is everything. Wash first, then decontaminate, using an iron fallout remover and a clay bar with lubricant, because bonded contamination will grind into the clear coat under any polishing pad. Then finishing polish, by hand or dual action polisher. 3 overlapping passes at medium pressure, wiped off before it dries. Reach for compound only if there is a genuine defect, because compound removes clear coat and you only have so much, then seal it. On vivid black, the difference is not subtle. Black paint that has been decontaminated and finished properly stops looking clean and starts looking wet, with a depth that makes the reflections in it read 3-dimensional. Dealers charge $400 to $900 for exactly this work. And now, the one that ties every other secret together. Because on a Harley, it is the surface that carries the entire look. Next on the list is a name you might recognize. Secret 1. The 3-stage chrome revival system. Chrome is what a Harley is. It is the first thing people notice, the first thing they judge, and one of the biggest reasons these motorcycles have such a distinctive presence. Use a dedicated chrome polish, not a general all-metal polish. All-metal polishes are designed to cut into raw aluminum and other unfinished metals, so they contain more abrasive than chrome actually needs. Chrome plating is only microns thick, and overly aggressive polish slowly wears away the finish you're trying to preserve. Use a soft microfiber or cotton cloth. Apply light pressure, work in straight passes, then buff everything clean with a second fresh cloth. Stage 3 is the one almost no Harley owner does. Seal the chrome. A ceramic spray coating or a quality carnauba wax over freshly polished chrome does two important things at once. First, it causes water to bead and sheet off instead of collecting in seams, around bolt heads, and in tight corners where rust rings and corrosion almost always begin. Second, it changes the way chrome reflects light. Bare polished chrome looks bright. Properly sealed chrome has a deep, wet appearance that stays cleaner for much longer. Apply that protection twice a year, once in the spring and once before winter storage. And that's often the difference between chrome that still looks showroom fresh after 10 years and chrome that's already pitted after 3. Considering that re-chroming a front end alone can cost anywhere from $800 to $1,500, it's some of the cheapest preventive maintenance you can do. If this helped you make better decisions, subscribe and stay tuned.